All right, we are live, and let's do it on TikTok as well. All right, morning everybody, and let's go over the market forecast here. Just by looking at the cues, we can see that yes, indeed, yesterday's forecast that I said came completely true, which was that was a swing high the day before, 2 days ago, formation, and that yesterday would be bearish. And it indeed did do that. And I even said that the last half of the day, it'll probably come up for a 50% retrace and end kind of doji-like. And that's just about damn near exactly what it did. I mean, we're just pinpointing these forecasts. So what we have today is Asia and London sessions playing around inside of that range. So we are still leading. The U.S. markets are still leading the show, and and so this is probably going to stick today. This swing high that got put in yesterday and the day before, and so we're going to see continuation today. Likely continuation. It could just end up retesting because we're sort of halfway to a retest area. But I think it's going to break. I think it's going to break down. I think we're going to possibly have a bad day. And maybe test the recent lows, which would be a big significant kind of panic droppy breakdown. It's going to have to, the market itself is going to have to grab liquidity up higher if it's going to go down. So where can it grab liquidity? That's what we look at. So we can figure out what's going to happen. Here we go. So what we do is we look at the likely location where there's the most liquidity to grab. And so we go to the daily chart. The 15-minute chart, get a little intraday going. And we can see that the London's highs are the most likely spot based on how the London and Asia traded overnight. It is unlikely for the market to get back up and over yesterday's highs. But if it did, it would not change the swing low formation necessarily. It just might put us in a bit of a sideways trend, and that could happen. So we'll watch. So my feelings are, my instinct says that we go up for the first hour and a half or so of the day. I don't know how fast it goes. Sometimes I often underestimate how fast the market can move. But I'm usually right about direction, just not right about timing. It could be quick, it could be slow, but we're going to go up first, I think, grab liquidity, and then head down to all our recent lows. Yesterday's low, the day before. We're going to test those lows. Might not fully happen today. So today might be up then down and back in the middle, doji. Another thing that could happen is we go down at the beginning of the market and we start going down, and it becomes a panic drop day. Anything can happen, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. So if we do go down, off the market open, it may be actually a sign that we're grabbing liquidity to go back up. So the first half an hour, whichever way it goes, or 10 minutes, or even hour, is really going to give you a gauge of where we're getting liquidity first, bull market, to make money off of the actual move that's going to happen. So in other words, the first move is going to be the fake move, the direction that it's not going to eventually continue in. Let's see what happens when the market opens. We've got about 12 minutes until that happens. Now, Over on the momentums, penny stocks, small caps, momentums, we've got HKD, which moved from where it was at about 9 or 10 to almost 18. I picked up some, around 17, and I've already taken a few exits, but it has started to pull back, and it's sitting right around VWAP, and it hasn't really turned into momentum yet. There's a lot of that, but we do have a nice A side to an ABCD before this base that it put in at VWAP. Two rallies in a way, a bullish rally from around 14 to around almost 20 before us. So that's sort of like an indication of what behavior we could expect. And maybe it goes to 25 today. So we'll see. Also watching OBLG, although it is around where it opened. I started, it's heated trading around 3, hit 360, it up considerably from yesterday's close, but it's been here before the prior day. And so maybe something's going to happen to OBLG, probably not. Ortx, however, Orchard Therapeutics, ORTX, this one's got more potential. It doesn't have a trend, but from here around the 60 cents area, we could retest the almost 90-cent area. So although we might not be looking at a big, huge momentum breakout runner, just the retest alone could provide a 30% return. So there's good risk reward potential there. And then VYNT, we're going to keep an eye on. It popped up from a recent yesterday low of 93 cents to almost $2 in pre-market trading, but it's been here before recently. So this is kind of nothing new, nothing crazy going on in VYNT. So we're keeping an eye on that. And then we have ABVC. We're watching that as well. We're continuing to watch Cala, which could go ballistic again any day. It hasn't really failed out yet. So Cala is still kind of in play. It's not dead. And I've got some FWBI, and it's kind of making positive gestures. And ELYS, I probably will get out of today if it doesn't happen. And these are the things we're watching. Let's see if there's anything else. That's pretty much it. Those are our picks. Megal with 500,000 shares trading. Magic Empire Global Incorporated, MEGL. We've seen that go crazy before. It's up 25% on only 500,000 volume at $1.60. I could take a look at the shape on that. Nah, it's nothing to write home about. But hey, it could happen. It could go from $1.60 to $2.50, and that will provide a great return. But it doesn't look like that's what's going to happen. But we can tell once it starts happening. So we'll keep an eye on it and see if it starts happening, and then we can go after that. All right, so we're pretty much all set. That's about how much time you need to have your morning trading session plan is, maybe 30 minutes. What we just did just now was 10 minutes, and I already spent 20 minutes finding all these tickers and getting some. But if you even woke up an hour before that, you could get better earlier prices. But you have to get used to that and make that a regular thing, because that also has its pros and cons. You'd be getting in on things that are not as surely laid out and haven't matured in the morning as much, and could be at a lower volume and higher risk and wider bid-ask spreads, etc. So you can make more money, obviously, when you get into things earlier, but the risks are higher. So just like with everything in life, the rewards can be higher, but only when the risks are higher. If you're in a situation of extraordinary rewards and you're like, Jesus Christ, this was easy as fuck, you might not have known that you were actually at extraordinary risks. So yesterday, for example, every day on the market, there was somebody We don't know who, but there was somebody out there with $20,000. They finally, got available in their trading account for the first time they're trading. They went out there and they made $60,000, or maybe they made $30,000, and they're like, "This is insane." They don't understand the market and the risks there was, but they're like, "This is fucking cakewalk." Today they're going to lose their ass and maybe be left with $12,000 in their account, and now they'll be down $8,000, and they're going to have a biggest reality check that's going to last them months, if not years, and maybe they'll even revenge trade and lose it all. So, yeah, extraordinary gains come with extraordinary risks, and we simply do not do that here. We take 1% risk per trade of our account, and as a result, sometimes we even get 30% gains on our entire account. So we play it safe until there's monsters that happen, monster runs, and those can come once a month, once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, once every quarter, and that's why you show up every day. You don't show up every day to try to turn $20,000 into $60,000 because you'll be broke in a week. You will be completely demolished. Reality check, guys. Real talk. So play it safe. Make sure you practice trade for like a year, 6 months, 3 months minimum. Make sure you paper trade. Somebody says, Dynamic X says, can you break down how you found VVOS? That was yesterday. Now he says, when I started 2 years ago, I ended 1 year later with a $8,000 loss, just like that. Took a few months off after that. See, exactly. Everybody has to learn that, but you don't have to learn that by losing actual real money. You can get under my wings or the wings of somebody with my experience. You don't ever get under the wings of anybody that doesn't have more than a decade experience. Seriously, no matter how successful they are, because you have black swan events and just need to be under the wings of a wise person, and you can learn over the course of 6 months to a year what these risks are and how to be very careful and properly approach taking your money and making money with it. Otherwise you might as well go to a casino if that's what you can treat this like a casino, and it'll gladly take you money. Oh, the market loves people who treat it like a casino. It is a risk gobbling machine. You will get your ass lovely handed to you. I am mad at somebody says, I am mad at myself, BLPH too fast, but hey, I made 30% profit still. Very good, very good. Yeah. All right, and the market is actually going down more. We're coming down more, so either we're getting ready for a nice bull run morning rally to sell off near London highs and then come all the way back down, or we're getting closer and closer to this concept that we might seek some lower liquidity in order to be moving up all day, which means we're just going to have a sideways, almost inside candle today, which would be a trap day and a tricky day. So be careful. That's how it's looking like it's shaping up. 3 minutes before the market opens. Seconds before the market opens. And Dynamic X says that 8,000 was 30 minutes of trading. Yep. Vertical spreads on SPX. Yeah. No, the better way to trade the market, by the way, anybody out there, the spreads and all that and options, this and that, fuck all that. Get a futures account at Tradeovate. It has paper trading too, so you can practice on there with no money. And then eventually you could deposit as little as $50, $55 and control one contract of the market and get the exact same returns you would with options, but you don't have to deal with strikes expiration dates necessarily. Um, Puts and calls. You just have a buy and a sell button, short and a long button. That's it. Boom. Trading futures is, probably the best way for anybody to learn trading. Okay, HKD is starting to fail out now, so I have to take some more off. It is heading back to VWAP, so for anybody who's not in it, HKD, it could be a good low risk, high reward entry point. Just understand that you're very close to failure, and that you have to plan on a loss. Because more likely the probability can be high, that the trade won't work out. Good news on Ford. All right, man. You have just a couple minutes before the market opens. Okay. Yeah. Ford's where it should be at, $11 to $12, and a few years, maybe 2 or 3 years, it might be over $20. So, 80% return over 2 years, like roughly speaking, 40% per year return with Ford. It's a long play. It's not a momentum stock in any manner. It's a value stock. It's practically a utility. Ford is practically a utility at this point. Although now with their move into electric, they've got some growth vector going on. What was that? Something I have. All right, we've got just 20 seconds before the market opens. And I think, like I said, I don't think it's going to be a big fireworks kind of day, and we have to be a little bit more careful with our risk today than yesterday. Yesterday was pretty nice, but today I think you need to play pretty defensive. I'm not feeling the momentum in the first hour or two of trading here. Here we go. The market is open. Ning. The market is open. Okay. HKD is being bought up initially here. And there we go. It's being taken right over 18. HKD. Z-Lab looking crazy. Okay. Yeah, it's already bleeding out and fading though. OBLG's flipping out. I'm gonna flatten my position. That doesn't look good. At ATOL, just get right on out. There we go. I'm out of OBLG. No, thank you, sir. I did take that small anyway because the prospect wasn't as good. Likelihood wasn't as good. HKD, yeah, going pretty crazy. I don't know. Are we halting on it? There we go. RJ says yes, we are halted up on HKD, and that is exactly why I was taking. I set my ladder to very small exit amounts because you just gotta know HKD is an animal, because if something happens, you don't want to be 80% out on your entry. It's worth the risk for the reward. So awesome. All right, we're already in our first halt. HKD. Get some action there. OBLG, yeah, broke down. BYNT is not happening, completely faded out. ABVC not happening. It looks like it's about to crack down even further. Ortx maybe grinding up. It's not a lot. It's not momentum, but it is doing that thing we were talking about, which is it might go retest like the 80 cents area, give you a 20 or a 30% return. The market itself is dropping at the open, which to me is a potential indication that we are going to seek liquidity lower and then move up to London's highs instead. So we got a flipped version of what's going on. So we would probably go lower then. The market will settle in around 262.25 on the Qs, 262 and a quarter. Watching all my holdings here. Think possibly Fubi was moving up. FWBI. Although I'm not sure what is that just sold. Yeah, Fubi's moving up, and I'm getting some of my laddered exits on that. FWBI, FWBI is moving. I wouldn't necessarily call it momentum because of the low volume on it, but the price differential is pretty damn good. It just moved like 25% in the last 30 minutes. And the market's moving down further. It's getting very close now to potentially finishing that move down. So I'm going to move to a lower time frame of 1 minute and try to catch a bottom reversal on the market to go long. I'm not saying that's going to happen right now. I'm saying I'm up that 1 minute so I can catch that pattern. That could take 30 minutes to shape out. So on the 1 minute chart, though, I have a chance to be able to see that. So watching that. And HKD, I guess, will be coming out of the halt around the 6th minute off the open. So 9:36, probably somewhere right around there, because I think it only took 1 or 2 minutes to halt up. It's really, that's, obviously a crazy stock. Can anybody remind me which stock is that linked? Isn't there another stock it's linked to? Is that it? AMTD? Take a look at that too. There could be some sympathetic movement going on. I think it's AMTD. Remind me if it's something else. AMTD also up a bit today, and $2 overnight, and it's $1.90-ish. And I don't think it's halted. By watching this, we may get an indication of kind of what's going on within the halt. A similar sentiment of what's going on with AMTD may be going on within the halt HKD. These are all the tricks of the trade that you learn over the years. Because sometimes there are parent companies or tickers that are moving in tandem. Let's see. I wanted to check out MMAT. Got an alert on that. No good there. Not a lot of swing opportunities per se at the moment. All right, there goes HKD. I have my laddered exits are hitting. I'm getting a lot of them. It opened up at around 1950 and it hit over 20. And I am way up. It's a high fly ball. Long. Yeah, no, I think we're probably going to halt it. I mean, I'm surprised it didn't halt just now already. But I did get a lot of beautiful laddered exits there. Had them all set up. Didn't expect them to hit, but you never know. And for that reason, I got a bunch of exits there. I'm already 50% out at wonderful profit targets. Now I'm going to set up some more so that when it retraces back up, I get the at least the retrace exits as well. And I'll be happy with my final return, no matter how astronomical HKD might go today. And that's just the way you've got to be. Because you're here to make money. You're not here to drive yourself fucking crazy. Make money, pat yourself on the back. Don't worry about, what the charts continue to say. If you do well, you do well. You can't change that. And I'm now 55% out on HKD with some further laddered exits. And now here we go. We're breaking 22, it looks like. And I have another exit at 20, just underneath 23. Gonna have to put another one under 24. If you've studied my market mastery and you understand the high frequency momentum laddered trading technique, there's a lesson on that in my marketmastery.teachable.com lessons. Then you know that for stocks over $20, we take profits, partial profits, incremental profits underneath every dollar level. We need to create a PDF of that one of these days, RJ. Jesus, I just looked at the chart. I've just been trading kind of on numbers right now, just with the ladder. Just looked up at the chart on HKT. Jeez. Woo. That's all we need today. HKD. Like I flattened another position at a 30%, $30 loss. And HKD, I've got almost half a grand here. So, that's all you need is just one winner and to watch your loss sides on your other trades. That's all you need. Are we halted down? I think we might be halted down on HKD. No, we're not. We're not. We're still moving. Take a look at the market. I mean, I'm watching it. It's trying to keep going down. Hasn't really turned around yet. I'm going to go to the 10-second chart to get it. See how beautiful you can see those shapes now when I switch over to the 10-second? Now you can really get an idea of the flow. So if we were to get up above, these two pivots here, that could be a sign of a reversal, and I would like get in on a pullback. So far, we're still trending kind of down, but the momentum's fading. Or semi-bottoming, but it can go through a third wave. So we're watching. I am not long yet. All right, HKD, what you gonna do? I'm watching AMTD as well to kind of get an idea. AMTD has not broken a pivot, and HKD not really either, but it's a little bit hard to tell in the 1-minute candle. I'm going to switch over to the 10 seconds on HKD. There, see, look at the fidelity of that. You move down to the second. ABVC apparently moving, okay, but not enough. Needs to break over that VWAP pivot. Okay, I think you know that, right, RJ? We'll need to move over to the VWAP, the pivot that would make it be in a 4-point uptrend over VWAP. And, even then it would only be 2 points over VWAP or 3. Kind of need 4-point uptrend over VWAP, get in on the pullback entry. Yeah, see the market's going down further. There's that potentially third leg and Elliott wave analysis. If this is what the market's going to do, which is seek liquidity lower in order to move up all day, this could be the final leg. There's a higher probability that it's the final leg, but it's probably, only about a 65% chance. That's still a majority probability, but there's still a good 35% chance that it's not working out. What did I say about futures? Tradeovate is the name of the platform. Tradeovate. Just, say that like I said it into your Google search or whatever. If you don't know how to spell it, innately. Just hit your mic and go Tradeovate. And that's the one you want to go with for paper trading. It's just outstanding. Number one, practice platform, and number two, trading the futures platform. You can trade gold and you can trade all these other asset classes, but if you want to start your skills off right, I think the right way is futures trading the market. So that'd be ES, which is the S&P 500, and NQ, which is the NASDAQ you could use. You've got to get your skills up for like a half a year to a year just right there, being able to trade the market before really you can start to venture off into stocks. And then something that a lot of amateurs do is they get into options way too early, options trading, and they're not even using options correctly. They may have a technique that's working. It's like a strategy, a technique, a plan that's working with options, but because they're not using options correctly, they're actually not making enough money when they win, and they're losing too much money when they lose, and they're gonna get themselves in a situation a couple of times that they don't like, and they're gonna consider that as part of the process, the strategy, and yet they're gonna find themselves maybe not profitable overall, and it's because you're trading options. Never trade options until you understand how to override that rule of never. When you're smart enough, experienced enough, and wise enough to be able to override the never, that's when you can do it. Till then, never trade options. Instead, use options to hedge your positions. Options are freaking beautiful tools for hedging. All right, so that's where I want to try my first entry right here. A slight little bottom reversal on the third leg. And if I'm wrong, I can set my stop loss right below that area, $7 loss. But if I'm right, then we've got hundreds of dollars of reward coming my way. And we just got Kelly says DXY is no, it's not really zooming. It's trending in a direction. It's trending down in what would correlate. It's trending up, but I watch the inverse of DXY. So uh, it is because it um, reverse correlates with the market. All right, I need to get back to. Hold on, let me set my stop loss on this. No, I'll just keep that where it is. What's going on with HKD, AMTD? Yeah, that trade's over on HKD. I need to flatten. It was over about 1 minute ago, around $20. Once it broke that pivot back here and did the same on AMTD, um, that trade in technicality is over. Doesn't mean like it's doing right now, it can't reclaim and then zoom and then break 22 again. It can, and that could be what's happening now. But I'm good. I'm good with the gain that I've got. Happy with it. ABVC came out of the halt and halted again. Move nicely over that VWAP. Steve Cohen is on TikTok. Do I look like that guy? Oh, thanks. And yeah, there RJ says, yeah, it is halted up again. Oops, I might have just got stopped out on the market because I heard yep, my stop get hit. All right, well, it was worth a first attempt, and it looked like it was going to happen, but that's the way it goes. That's why you got to take some risks to get reward. The reward to risk ratio on that was insane. I mean, I think I lost $20, but the reward side on that trade was somewhere between $300 and $500. That's a way over 10 and around 20 to 1. So I could try that 20 more times in the right spot. Be very careful and judicious about my entries, and probably after the fourth or fifth time I'd be right. But I could do it 20 times and still break even on such a setup. Fail 19 times and be right once, and it works. That's why I think and beginning traders, novice traders think that pro traders are have incredibly high win rates. Not really. It depends on the style. Certain strategies styles can have that, but for the most part, it's because we pick probable setups with good risk reward, and that allows us to be wrong 80% of the time and be profitable. You could say that what makes a pro trader is they're not stupid. That's pretty much it. It's not that they're better. They just know what not to do. That's wisdom. I've always say wisdom is knowing what not to do. Wisdom is. All right, you guys can independently watch HKD for any further pivot breaks on the upside. If it gets over 21, it might heat up again, but I'd wait for it to get over 21 because as far as I'm concerned, it's put in the signature signs for you that the trade is over. It's amazing how well those work too. They work well enough that they keep your trading safe. Maybe later in the day, you were wrong, but they work well enough that given the situation in the midday, how much you would be down, how much risk you'd be putting yourself into, that you'd prefer to follow those techniques rather than be much riskier, take on some much riskier trading strategies. All right, so that's it. We just captured the morning momentum, and we're looking for the bottom reversal on the market, et cetera. But we can move back into the group now. Over in the market trading area, you can be trading the market with Pale is one of our members. And in the member chat area, feel free to chat up with each other. But in the momentum area, you can be tracking these guys, HKD, ABVC, with each other and following those trades. All right. Very good. That's the way this morning worked out. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. All right. Have a good day, guys. Catch you in the group. Let's go into the group now. If you're out there and not in the group, you can get into our group by following the link wherever the fuck it is. You'll find it. And if you can't find it, then you aren't ready yet. Bye-bye.